Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is Amanda, and we are continuing with Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. So, as you probably guessed, I was not happy with Laish's playthrough, and I'm not entirely happy with MM's playthrough either. But you know what? We're going to turn it around, and we're going to have a good time with Galeb. I hope. Okay, that little bit of education has helped me. I only have 25 points. Oh, this is not good. I'm not happy. I'm really not happy, guys. Oh no. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't want to just waste it just for the sake of filling something up. I mean, I could... Okay, I'll do some persuasion. And some psychology. Alright, here goes nothing.
Nice badge.
Keep an eye on the elevator. I'm gonna go wait for forensics.
Okay. Let me know when they get here.
Excuse me.
See, things like that, that's cool.
A message from the sheriff. Prince asked more for 5 reports. If I can't bring back their author, I must bring back the reports at least. I'll know them when I see them.
Okay. Great. Alright, let's take a look at our inventory. Galeb has a compass. Galeb's adoptive family made their fortune in the diamond trade in the 18th century. Galeb crossed the Atlantic many times, ferrying the precious cargo safely from Antwerp to Canada. It was during this period that he learned all about astronomy and mathematics. He loved navigation and the exhilarating feeling it gave him. Aw, that's nice. And of course I've got the blood and the key to the server room, which I don't need right now.
That's not a good sign.
Did something appear over the... No, it didn't. I thought something appeared over the, tape.
Special Agent Smith.
The FBI! Finally, some backup. Lieutenant's expecting you. Straight ahead. Watch out for the bloodstains. Forensics hasn't been through here yet.
Got it.
Sorry, who's looking at something, so...
The victim lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Don't worry.
Nice apartment. Nice fish tank, at least.
Lieutenant Anderson, I'm in charge of the investigation.
Special Agent Smith, FBI.
Really? Smith? Is that some kind of joke?
No, why?
Let it go. Never mind. I'll give you the DL. We got a call from the caretaker around 2:15. He told us that one of his residents was brought in with an injury carried by his bodyguards. We sent a squad car that got here around 2:45.
Is the caretaker still here?
He's in the living room, but I don't think you'll be able to get anything useful out of him. Poor guy's in shock.
Who was the first person on the scene?
That would be Baker. He's somewhere around here. It shouldn't be hard to find him.
Okay, then what?
When they stepped inside, the guys came face to face with that.
Do we know who the victim is?
Yeah, he had his ID on him. It's the owner, a guy named Jason Moore. I don't know who this guy pissed off, but things didn't work out too well for him.
Did you secure all the exits and entrances to the building?
Yes, we've got men on the ground floor and in the parking garage.
How do you get to the parking garage?
You'll have to ask the caretaker. He's the one who took my men down there.
Do we know if he had a family?
Yeah, a wife and an 8-year-old daughter. The wife, Lydia Moore, 34 years old, architect, dual citizen of Costa Rica and the US, no criminal record. Yeah, we're trying to get a hold of her. The daughter, June. We've looked and she's not here either.
What have you got on Moore?
He was an asset manager. But if you ask me, he was involved in some shady stuff that we're sure to find out about. It's not every day that an accountant gets his head chopped off.
Where are the bodyguards?
We haven't found anyone yet.
Go on.
We're still looking for the head. We're waiting on forensics for everything else, but they're busy with another case.
What case?
You haven't heard? At one international place. They say it was a real bloodbath. So, you're here to take over the case?
No. I'm working on something else. Moore's name popped up in one of our investigations, but I can't talk about it.
Okay, I'll let my team know.
When Sense the Invisible is activated, looking at non-human character is enough to identify its nature. It's also possible to reveal the tracks left by a supernatural creature and learn more about it.
Agent Smith from the FBI is here. We're still in charge of the investigation, so please cooperate with him.
The blow came from behind. He was decapitated. It was a pretty clean cut. A signet ring with a beaver on it. Moore went to MIT. The flesh is burnt around the bullet hole, over a wide area. He was shot at point-blank range, no doubt about it.
I do like this kind of gameplay. One where you have to do a lot of investigation.
There's a retainer here somewhere.
A mortal in the service of a vampire, commonly a ghoul. The terms are usually interchangeable, with retainer being the polite choice. I'm not as mad that I picked the investigator preset for Galeb. At least not right now.
One of the weapons is missing.
Nothing up there.
The apartment has changed since my last visit. I have to question him.
He's still freaked out. I don't think it's the right time.
Does that mean I should wait then? Boston Police District D4. Sicut Patribus Sit Des Nobis, first of the nation. I don't speak Latin, okay? Notebook, Officer Tyler Hale. Ethan Adams, 60, concierge butler, good relations with the Moores. Present at the scene, Moore came back around 2 a.m. Wounded with bodyguards. Need more info, but Mr. Adams was in a state of shock, feels guilty, thinks he could have done more. Loyal, professional, old school, meticulous, educated. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's anything else, because there might be another clue or something that'll give me a hint here. Sorry, I just wanted to take a look at the graphics. It's not bad. I'd be interested if anyone who's actually from Boston wants to comment on that, if maybe any of the buildings are accurate.
A real jungle in the heart of Boston. A truly peaceful oasis. Why were you looking for peace, Jason? I warned you, Jason. God, did I warn you? We destroy all that we touch.
That was some nice little characterization for Galeb. Irresponsible parents if they're keeping, well, maybe not irresponsible, but if they're keeping wine this close to their 8-year-old's play area.
They wanted to bring a little vacation back home.
Safe zone. I don't think there would be anything in here. Oh.
That must remind him of Costa Rica. It's a whole way of life there. Slow down and enjoy things, in contrast to Jason's life.
I was wondering. I know that only La Sombra don't have a reflection, but I was just curious. I'm wearing shorts, by the way. I know I've had my leg up a couple times, but yeah.
Looks like Lydia's planner.
Any news, guy?
Lydia's life seems to revolve around June and her home in Costa Rica, with Jason often absent.
Visit Grandpa at San Jose. Goodbye, Costa Rica. Pick June to painting class. Buy new book Streets from Catherine Bergman. To name new architecture project for Boston Museum. In case of emergency, call Pura Vida.
Why is the FBI interested in Moore?
His name came up in several financial investigations we're working on.
I do like Galeb's voice. I know someone commented on our Reddit post that they hate the voice acting.
It'll pass. Don't worry.
But I don't know. I just like a good baritone, maybe. Thought there was something on the table I could look at, but I guess not. There's a lot of pizza.
Who'd leave that lying around?
Let's let those sirens pass. Okay.
When I knew him, he took better care of himself. What's going on with him? There are bloody prints on these bags.
Someone took the head away.
Ugh, what a stench. Are you all right?
Yeah, just a little faint.
I was expecting it, but then... give me a minute, and I'll head back.
The sight of blood. We've all been there, haven't we?
No.
No.
I'm gonna throw up.
The Homer Simpson donut just right there. I'm gonna go upstairs. Again, I think I'm gonna wait to... Should I wait to ask the caretaker? Yeah, I'll investigate first. That's what... I think that's what the police officer or detective would do. Not that I am one. I am a man on a mission. Alright, the stairs. Where were the stairs?
There.
Jason, Lydia, and June. A little family all together. And in large format. Jason, proud of his family and his success. Lydia, radiant and beaming. June, who looks more like Jason than Lydia. His MIT class ring, right where you can't miss it. The same one I saw on the body.
The stairs. Wow, that was a weird way for him to walk up, but that's okay. So, reports. I can't do anything until I get those reports. I'm not making that mistake again. There are 5.
A drafting table. That must be Lydia's desk.
Did the safe code change again? Yes, it's June's date of birth this time. Don't wait up for me tonight, sweetie. As always, we're going to the movies. Maybe we'll meet you when you get back then. Yeah, or at lunch. I left a post-it in your planner. Did you see it? Yes, but you already told me that yesterday, sweetheart. That's the Pura Vida. password was be June's birthday. Can't touch the computers.
Oh.
My sire always said that at a prince's court, like in a game of chess, you must know when to sacrifice your pawns.
Oh, this must be the little girl's room.
June's whole life in pictures.
Any news, guys?
We're waiting on CSU for that.
June dressed up for Halloween. June celebrating her 4th birthday.
4/9/2015. So she was born in 2011. 4/9/2011.
Jason and June, probably on a beach in Costa Rica.
Another hidden secret for you. Good luck decoding. 8 9 5 3 7 47 46 5 6 8 3 9 4 8 4 9 6 8 mag. If this expects me to decode the whole thing, they're right. I'll be right back. So 9 could either be Y or W. If I'm just correct in thinking that the circled letters are the correct ones. Same. 8 could be T or V. 4 could be I or H. 9 could also be, yeah, 9's Y. I already said that. 6 is, oh, I already know that. 8 is, could also be U. Okay, so 8 could be T or V. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be... Sorry, just writing it out. Oh, it's a little love letter. Tyler is in love with you. I will put that on the screen, is what it says. That's cute. Oh, just a little thing for friends to do. Zed Lepin.
Interesting.
Did you inherit your mother's artistic talent, June?
I like her room. I mean, of course, she's a rich little girl, but yeah. Pura vida.
Oh?
A bathroom with a shower and a tub. June's father spoils her.
He sure does. Okay, so I'm guessing the only thing we could find in here is June's birthday, which is 4/9/11. So, in the notebook that we found while we played as Leisha for the first time, it said that it seemed to indicate there were issues at home for Jason. Confidential. Aha! Beryl Underwood. Dear Madam, Beryl Underwood is a particularly challenging subject, in that he knows far more about finance than I do. He sees me as a mere subordinate, and is highly... Oh, he sees me as a mere subordinate and is highly suspicious of me. He most certainly uses extremely secure networks for his unusual business, and he would be wrong to do without them. Since I have worked for him, Mr. Underwood has regularly approached me about his interests in the sugar industry. His ability to project into the future is impressive. All of his actions are well thought out, and I have never seen him make a mistake. In addition to intensive lobbying in developed countries, his recent financial operations reveal a shrewd intensification of his operations in the BRICS countries. A number of people close to power in Brazil, India, and South Africa in particular have received financial and in-kind donations, cars, villas, jewelry, etc., through shell companies or trusted intermediaries. I see this as an effective way of asserting his control over production in critical areas while covering his tracks very neatly. More recently, he asked me to invest massively in media and universities in order to fight back against research and publications demonstrating the harmfulness of sugar in the human diet. He has indirectly taken control of several national television channels in Southern European and African countries to broadcast counter-propaganda. He has also placed some assets in the Indian audiovisual industry. I imagine he with the same goal in mind. He did not hesitate to support several private laboratories in charge of demonstrating the responsibility of other elements in the development of cancers, such as saturated fats. It was a brilliant idea. This field is currently rapidly expanding and should be the subject of future investments, as the initial results appear promising. Please find enclosed statements allowing you to confirm my observations on these matters for yourself.
Beryl, will you change?
For several years now, I have noted connections with armed militia intermediaries in South America. I don't know much about this, and I would be wary of questioning Mr. Underwood about it, but it is safe to speculate that it is a question of destabilizing local governments that are hostile to the presence of the companies he controls. All of this demonstrates that he not only has a natural instinct for finance, but also a very deep understanding of the related geopolitical issues. Beryl Underwood is the Kasparov of business, always several steps ahead. Why can't I speak? Jeez. This makes him particularly difficult to read, even for me. Your eternal servant, J. Moore.
I understand better now. The prince asked more for a complete report on the members of the Primogen. Someone tossed a bunch of stuff in this bag, in a hurry to leave.
I bet you that's where another report will be.
I've never been in this part of the apartment before. Poems in Lydia's mother tongue.
Old coins. Here's floor and pound $1. After 3 centuries spent accumulating wealth, Galeb has forged a special bond with money. It is no longer a symbol of power, nor means to an end. It is a part of him.
A cell phone. Locked, of course.
Oh, it's those kind that you, yeah. I don't know. Dear Lydia, thank you so much for the book of Emily Dickinson poems you so kindly sent me. It inspires me daily. I read it during golden hour or while I'm drinking tea. If feathers are a symbol of hope, I have to linger even longer in Mount Royal Park. You must come see me, and soon before it gets too cold for you, my snowbird, and you fly south for the winter. God allow my oolongs almost ready to give your daughter a kiss for me. Emily. Oh. That's what the issue was.
Bottle of disinfectant. Obviously handled by someone who was bleeding.
Newsfeed. The investigation into the murder on Beacon Hill continues. Sports the pink slippers. Major study of the harmful effects on sugar. Forest fires in the Amazon. Delayed releases announced for latest telephone. Oh, I love that. Taurus, your selflessness will bring you closer to those around you. But beware of this power of attraction for your projects to succeed. You will have to give up your desire to have everything. I could call someone. I can't use my senses to look at the bloody fingerprints on the screen. Okay.
Jason, Lydia, June, in Costa Rica, I think.
I thought there was something I could see. Guess not. How many other places could a report be hiding?
There.
Can I use one of my items? Guess not. What's this?
Nobody told me there would be a retainer here. The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific. Ugh, what a mess. A Fortress Security Catalog. They install highly secure rooms.
Protect your valuable personal belongings. Safe in a wall has a 15-point locking system. Made of high-grade steel and electronic locked unbreakable door with visible engines. Designed a concealed emergency exit for you in perfect accord with your interior. Okay.
There.
Storage room. Are we not going to look at the other one?
Fortress Security.
Oh, was it just the one book? Okay, I guess that's it.
What are you playing at?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Don't mess with me. Who are you?
Calm down, Mr. Bazori. I meant no disrespect. I work for the council.
Why would the council have sent her without warning me?
Most of the time, they send me to clean up.
Are you behind this?
No, I got here after it happened.
What's that file you've got?
Oh, an account file. Have it. Here you go.
Okay. Let's see how much she knows. All right. What have you found?
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not really allowed to talk about my missions.
Damn it.
Give her a chance to explain. Think very carefully about what you're going to say, Lane. I'll ask you one more time. What are you doing here?
You're putting me in an awkward position.
You know our rules. You know you don't have a choice. What are you playing at?
I appreciate your consideration. I know that my life is in the balance.
I'm listening.
I was sent to get Mr. Moore and his papers.
But why didn't the prince tell me? I don't know what's going on, but I really don't have time to lose.
What do you—
You can be sure I'll report this to both the council and the prince.
No, please. I don't have a choice. I beg you. I'm only following orders. If you complain about me, I'm done for. Promise me you won't tell anyone about it. Please. I've always been a loyal servant of the council. I'm risking my life.
I know what happened last time I didn't defend myself. I'm gonna do it. Yes!
Ugh, enough groveling. I'll decide when the time comes. But don't push your luck. What did the council ask you to do?
I was told to come get more and some files. I did as I was told. I never ask questions.
Fine. If we've both got to be here, we might as well work together.
Well, I've already searched the wife's office. Nothing. Then I went through his office. It looks like someone has already cleaned it up. I didn't find anything. I'm working on the bookshelf in this hallway, and I found something here.
What?
A file on the domain's finances the council would rather not see end up in the police's hands.
Give it to me. I must return to the court tonight.
There's no need, sir. I have to destroy them.
I'm debating between she has to and it's in her interest. I have the feeling that saying she has to because if she says she has to destroy them, that probably indicates that somebody else told her what to do, so she'd be more afraid of that person than of me. I'm gonna say you have to.
That's an order, Lehane.
But I answer to the council, too. I'm sorry.
I don't have enough blood. I don't have enough willpower. It's in her interest.
Listen, have you thought about what you want? Your career?
I know how to stay in my place. I can't think. I must obey my master, no matter the cost.
Gotta do it then.
All right, I'm tired, Lahane. I'll take it up with the council.
I didn't mean...
If I don't get the file, I'll have your head.
But, Mr. Bazori, please.
It's up to you.
Here, that's everything.
You made the right choice. Tell me exactly what they asked you to do.
I got a message at 2:20 telling me to go to this address. I was supposed to pick up more and some financial documents. After that, I was supposed to wait for further instructions.
Ooh, look at Galeb's eyes. But I don't have enough.
Well?
I hope I'm not going to have any trouble.
I don't know who she's working for.
I'll tell the prince you obeyed your orders, but you'd better go.
But my mission, I've got to...
No questions, Lahane.
Very well, Mr. Bazori.
Ugh. Okay, 3 more. What did that one about Jara say? Dear Madam, given her position, Ms. Jara Drury is particularly complicated to keep an eye on. I wouldn't go so far as to call her paranoid, but every message from her uses special codes and goes through intermediaries who are always changing. I've never had such a security-conscious client, and would almost be insulted by such a lack of trust in me if I were not aware of the nature of her activities. Ms. Drury's financial activities are few and far between and consist mostly of bribes and information trafficking. Given the complexities of your security officer's practices, it is almost impossible for me to track down the point of origin or the various destination of the funds outside of Boston. I must admit that I find this very impressive. As for the city itself, my personal connections suggest a web of well-paid informants, as well as a number of shell companies that would seem ideal for hiding espionage activities, IT, private protection, telecommunications, and even a maintenance and repair company in Cambridgeport. For the rest, it's mostly a matter of living expenses. Again, Ms. Drury goes through a number of intermediaries, which makes any attempt at tracing these transactions difficult. It would not be impossible, but to do so would require means I do not have at this time, in addition to the risk of being discovered. I've enclosed everything I have pertaining to Ms. Drury's accounts. When we first started working together, Jara Drury asked me to install several in-house software programs on my devices to make them more secure against hacking. My experts recently informed me that data packets were being transmitted in an apparently random and inexplicable manner. Unable to determine the source, they initially thought it was a simple bug. After thorough verification, the data systematically concerned information about transactions related to B&L Corp., the Rosemont Society, and Von Kraft Holding. Nothing alarming in theory, as these banal transactions could not reveal any sensitive information. But it appears that it is not as random as we first thought. It would seem to be a most unexpected and unwelcome form of surveillance. Perhaps Ms. Drury could enlighten us on this matter. Okay, and that's just the appendix, which I cannot, Oh my god, I am such an idiot! I absolutely had the blood to do dominate. What doesn't matter. Because the fullness doesn't indicate... That is the one. Okay. It doesn't matter. I won the stage. It just meant I was just, the fullness, the full droplets just indicated, oh wow. They indicate how hungry I am. I seem to just assume that if it's empty, that means I'm hungry.
This is where I met Moore for the first time. Human logic is beyond me. What's the point in doing that?
What is it? I can't see it. I don't know.
Nice collection. Working for us has its advantages.
Where are you? You didn't answer my call. I left you a message. We need you to type. Let me know. B. Jason, I'm being asked for files that you should have sent a week ago. I don't know what's going on, but send them over. Heavy jet chartered for a Boston-Hong Kong trip. Thursday, September 5.
Lydia and June at the beach.
Pura Vida keeps coming up. Ah, good, I got his key. What's this?
A safe. Now we just have to find the code.
Oh, this has to be the daughter's birthday. 4/9/11. Stop running. Would have thought E was enter, but I guess V was verified. Confidential file, Richard Dunham. Dear Madam, Richard Dunham is rather easy to understand in light of his financial transactions. Dr. Dunham is almost entirely dedicated to his research. On this matter, you have nothing to fear from the investments he has made. They are in strict compliance with the specifications that you set out. Most of my work consists of setting up and dismantling financing networks to prevent any traceability. It should be noted that his needs are growing, which is tied to the expansion of the scope of his experiments following his recent breakthrough, at least from what he tells me. I wonder if he's experimenting on Laisha. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to give an opinion on this point, but from a purely financial point of view, the results are not there for the moment. However, I have high hopes for the markets that are sure to develop in the near future as a result of your drive. Please keep in mind that the investments that have been made are colossal. Other than that, Dr. Dunham does not get involved in the management of his affairs, as long as the sums he requests reach him quickly. However, he instructed me to inject resources into private institutions for individuals suffering from psychological issues. I believe he would like to keep an eye on his most interesting cases. He also created a research laboratory that specializes in hypnosis. Its existence is highly confidential, as there have not been any major advances. However, as he is not won't to give up on an idea, he regularly asks me to increase the financial support for this organization. You will find documents that support my analysis enclosed.
There was a lot of money involved. We're not going to get a return on our investment anytime soon.
Finally, I recently took the liberty of creating Von Kraft Holding to collect the income from his activities and invest it in reliable areas. However, I must admit that the profits are lower than expected to date. An institution like Boston's Red Salon in particular, with its undeniable success, receives the support of many eminent members of your organization, and yet this is not reflected in the salon's accounts. Ooh. As Dr. Dunham is rather secretive on this point, and Mr. Underwood has recently taken over management of the venue. Oh, is that so? I do not have access to enough elements to substantiate my allegations. However, while my forecasts are not always 100% accurate, they cannot be so far removed from the reality of the situation. The only conclusion that can be drawn from this is that capital is disappearing without my knowledge. I recommend a thorough investigation of the Red Salon to shed light on this major issue.
A thank you letter from Fortress Security. After the installation of a system for more. Maybe he kept it for reference. I've already heard about this company somewhere.
In the book, yes. Okay. So I have his car key and a key to his archives. Now I just need to find them. Richard Senton, president of the Boston Region Metropolitan Planning Organization, 10 Park Plaza, RE renovation and acquisition of lot 6548, Acton Tip. Dear Mr. Moore, I am writing to inform you of today's vote following the quarterly city council meeting, which overwhelmingly approved your renovation and acquisition project by 89%. With this decision, the city reiterates its support for your client and for the members of the MPO and MassDOT. You will be receiving the final engineering package from the MPO and MassDOT shortly, which will also include the acoustic measurements around your client's clubs. Sincerely, Richard Senton.
Son of a bitch wasn't messing around. Have you seen all that cash?
Portfolios of old shares. A Boston manufacturer's files. Deeds, stock portfolios. Moore doesn't just manage the Camarias business. The mayor's deeds.
It is a little annoying to see those different parts of the room glow, but I can't interact with it. It makes me feel like I'm missing something. Ah, I could have picked it, but why not? Why would I do that when I have the key? Ooh, confidential file, Dejan Siaka. Dejan Siaka is not the most active member of your Primogen. He's also not very interested in accounting either, so he lets me manage his small fortune as I see fit. He regularly comes to me to launder the money he receives from his numerous deals in occult objects. As the amounts are relatively insignificant, this has never been a problem for me. After relying on your generosity for a long time, he has now amassed enough money to get by on his own, despite his erratic financial habits. For this reason, I recommend that you save a substantial amount of money by ceasing your contributions to him. Of course, if this is a means to ensure his loyalty, I will let you be the judge of whether or not this is a good idea. Mr. Siaka is what we call in the business a cash cow. Although he describes himself as a collector, he spends his money freely on things that are important to him, without any real consideration for the profit he could derive from them. In addition to the occult activities, occult objects, and ancient works that are rather difficult to transport discreetly, He's particularly fond of acquiring instruments of musicians he admires, mainly jazz legends. He is not much of a negotiator, and although I have repeatedly offered to have professionals help him negotiate the best terms, for some reason he prefers to do it himself. He sees me as a simple accountant, though this is not to his advantage. I believe he doesn't like people like me. Do note that he regularly asks me to invest in voodoo groups in Louisiana. At a complete loss, I try to dissuade him, but he seems to be bent on continuing in this way. You will find a complete list of operations attached.
Dijon, are you making plans in case things go south? Or are you planning to leave us?
I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that Mr. Siaka recently invested in property near Salem. Apartments, warehouses, garages, the same type of properties and sizes as the property he currently owns in Boston. It would appear that he intends to establish a secondary residence. Alright, all that's left is Hilda.
An auction. Acquisition of Lot 87. Dijon Siaka. A trumpet belonging to Don Ellis.
Alright, Hilda, who wants to bet that you're behind that locked door that I couldn't enter? This door. No way to interact with it. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I haven't spoken with the caretaker. But I can't forget Hilda.
Somebody slept here. Mr. Adams?
No. This can't be happening. What a nightmare. So much blood.
I've got a few questions.
I tried to help him. I told him we should call 911. I told him.
Also, I need to find Baker, too. He was the first person on the scene.
Sir, listen to me. It's all right. Calm down. You're safe and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
I need you to answer a few questions for me.
Yes, of course. What do you want to know?
Did you know Mr. Moore well?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're asking. But we got to know each other. With time. He was a creature of habit. Since he worked late, he would often ask me for things at night. Newspaper, batteries, ice. I think he asked me for just about everything. I prided myself on always being able to get what he needed, no matter what time it was. You'd have thought he pretty much lived after dark.
Like his clients. Did Mr. Moore have many visitors?
For a man with his status, it was nothing surprising. But, well...
Yes?
His visitors mostly came in the middle of the night. I must admit that's a little unusual.
That's what working for us is like.
He told me he had a lot of foreign clients, and he had to juggle different time zones. That's what working from home is like. He had colleagues over for late-night meetings, too. But since little June was born, not as many people came around.
That was wise. Did he have any enemies that you were aware of?
No. He was a very respectable man. No bad company or anything.
Except for us. Without any disrespect to the deceased, were you aware of any extramarital affairs he may have had?
Mr. Moore was a good man. He would never have disrespected his wife or even contemplated it, I'm sure.
She could have been okay with it. There were no young women coming and going.
That's a very inappropriate question. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Do you know his wife?
Mrs. Moore is a model resident. She always has something nice to say to the staff, and is the first to welcome new neighbors, too. A true lady.
Do you know where she is?
Mr. Moore told me she'd gone to their home in Costa Rica. She goes there pretty often. She's an architect, and she likes to work in her home country. She has family there.
Do you think anyone could have been so angry with her that they could have taken it out on her husband?
Oh, no. I don't think so. It's true that lots of people could have been jealous of her. But not to that point.
Do you think she could have been having an affair?
She's a very respectable woman who loves her husband very much. I don't know what sick kind of world you live in.
And you would certainly not like to find out.
They had their ups and downs, just like any couple. The staff had noticed that she went to Costa Rica fairly often without her husband.
Was she thinking of leaving him?
Not at all. Just the opposite. She begged him to spend more time with her and their daughter.
I imagine the girl left with her mother.
Not at all. It was the start of the school year, and Mrs. Moore left 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since Monday, when Mr. Moore took her to school on the first day. She must be staying with a friend. Poor little thing. Thank heaven she wasn't here.
Do you know his bodyguards?
Yeah, there's Jack, James, and Wu. But you won't hear me singing their praises.
Why not?
Oh, they're good at strutting around and acting tough when everything is going well. But where were they tonight? Can you tell me that? That was their job, right? They were paid to protect him.
What do you mean by acting tough?
More than once I overheard them talking to Mr. Moore, like they were his boss. The world upside down.
They worked for us, just like your dear Mr. Moore.
I hope they won't find another job anytime soon.
Wu was the one who actually called in the report and brought Moore back.
Tell me about the evening again, please. What happened tonight?
Mr. Moore left with his 3 bodyguards earlier in the evening. One of them got in the car, and Mr. Moore came down around midnight.
And then?
They came back around 2 a.m. Mr. Moore was limping. He was leaning on one of his bodyguards, and he was bleeding.
Was he injured?
I told him I could call an ambulance or a doctor, but he didn't answer. I went closer to insist, but Wu told me they were in control of the situation, that it was no big deal. They went upstairs, and I saw drops of blood in front of the elevator. I told myself they were being unreasonable. What did those 2 goons know about it? So I called Mr. Moore on the internal line several times.
Did he pick up?
Not once. So I went upstairs and rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. So I went back down to the front desk and I called you.
The lieutenant told me there was an access to the basement.
Yes, using the service elevator through the kitchen. You need a magnetic pass to use it. I gave the spare to your colleagues who wanted to go down there. I still have the original. Do you want it?
Please. Does the name Fortress Security mean anything to you?
Does it ever? Hard to forget them. They came out here last year to work on a project for about 2 weeks. And Mrs. Moore had interior designers here just about every season. But this time, the workers showed no respect for the common areas. There were 4 of them, and I can tell you, they made quite a mess. I had to clean up the debris and plaster they left behind them for weeks.
Any idea what they were working on?
No. I mind my own business.
4 workers here for 2 weeks who left behind loads of debris and plaster. They weren't here for a small project. Thank you for your statement.
You have to find out who did this, officer. Justice needs to be done for him. And for his family.
And we need to find out who's messing with us. That's what we're here for. You can count on us. Stick around in case we have more questions.
Hello, Selena. Alright, let's see if that magnetic strip works on this door up here. Because I don't... now that I think about it, Hilda's report has to be up here. Somewhere. Haha. Okay, there's the kitchen. No, it wouldn't be laundry room.
Wet laundry. Mold. It's been here for several days.
Okay, so it's not like a huge thing where I'm like beyond the point of no return. Because I'm not leaving until I find Hilda's report. That's the last one.
Can you take a look at the cards, please?
I'll run the plates.
Hey, mister. You can't go into the parking garage. It's a crime scene.
Agent Smith, FBI.
Oh, hi. Officer Norton. They didn't tell me you were coming down.
Got something?
Wyatt saw Moore leave at 2:25.
Wyatt?
The parking attendant, part security guard, part valet. Anyway, a car that belonged to the victim left in a hurry. Or at least he thought it was Moore, until he found out he got his head cut off. There's skid marks on the ground and signs of a minor accident at the exit. He must have really been in a hurry.
He?
What?
You said he must have been in a hurry. You're saying it was a man.
Oh, no. It just slipped out without thinking. It could have been a woman. Do you think it was the murderer?
We're not sure of anything at this point. I've got a few questions. Where's the witness?
Wyatt? He's in the security booth over there. He's super nice. I don't think you'll need to question him again.
You mentioned skid marks.
Yeah, They're very distinct. They start from his parking space and go all the way to the exit. They clean this place twice a day, so there's no doubt they're fresh. The driver peeled out of here in a hurry.
And you said there was an accident near the exit?
Yeah, minor one. Broken headlight, paint marks. He must have had a hard time handling it.
Do we know what kind of car it was?
Yeah, we called it in. It's the victim's sports car. Wyatt said there's only the sedan left.
Did you find anything else?
No, that's it. Since we're still waiting for forensics, we gotta be careful. But you know how it is, right? Let me know if you have any other questions.
Where's Baker? That's my question.
Nothing yet.
Hilda McAndrews. Although she's not directly involved in the world of finance, Hilda McAndrews has a keen instinct for leveraging her assets. She knows exactly what she wants and how to get it, which makes our interactions quite simple. Her business as an art dealer is fairly conventional, though the scope of her dealings is vaster than with any of my other clients. Ms. McAndrews has made it very clear that she wishes to differentiate her personal acquisitions, which she keeps in her private collection, from the pieces she acquires for investment purposes. On this matter, I admit I am impressed by her knowledge of the field. She very rarely makes transactions at a loss, and when she does, the loss is immediately compensated by a true master stroke. She leaves nothing to chance, which is reassuring for an asset manager, especially when dealing with such large amounts. The rest of her day-to-day transactions reflect the usual lifestyle of a person of her rank within your prestigious organization. There isn't much to report in that regard. Ms. McAndrews likes nice things, and this is reflected in her expenditures. With regard to the Rosemond Society, her foundation, Ms. McAndrews prefers to be in charge of every single transaction. There's no question of my putting trusted managers in charge of it. The only leeway I am given is with regard to the purely financial side of it, which she does not concern herself with. The Foundation's activities are entirely focused on art, grants to schools throughout the world, holding conferences and exhibitions in major cultural centers, donations to charitable organizations, residencies, competitions. Although it is not well known to the public, the Rosemond Society is a major player in the art world. This naturally requires significant financial power, which is why the Foundation is courting the world's greatest fortunes and companies who seek recognition or just want to burnish their image. There are also some quid pro quos in exchange, of course. Sorry, she's licking my arm. Such as works of art by up-and-coming artists donated for free, or invitations to charity galas that give good press. Recently, even Mr. Beryl Underwood was approached by Ms. McAndrews to stimulate financial contributions to the Foundation. They seem to have set up an organization that deals in art trafficking. I've enclosed all the documents to confirm these activities.
Hilda's planned for everything, even her eventual end.
There is one particular issue that requires your attention. Ms. McAndrews has asked me to draw up a sort of will for her. I was surprised by her request in and of itself, as I am not a lawyer and have no experience in drafting this sort of document, and, given your longevity, I was under the impression that inheritances were not a concern that preoccupied you. However, this is not the question I wanted to draw your attention to. Rather, I wanted you to be aware of the identity of the beneficiary of most of Ms. McAndrews' property. Her belongings are to be bequeathed to a certain M.M. Lewis, whom I do not have the pleasure of having met, but who, it would appear, is relatively little involved in your court. Selena, stop playing around with the pen. It seems to me that there is a risk of having so many assets removed from your circle of influence if Ms. McAndrews... Selena... were to pass away. I recommend the utmost vigilance on this matter. Okay. So I'm not done here. I do want to inspect the crime scene. And also, I would like to find Baker, because I have no idea
Still looking.
where they are. It's the attendant. I'll look at him in a bit. Rats. No. Nothing for me to see here. Okay. Thought they said some paint marks or... Yeah, I already talked to you.
Interesting.
Agent Smith, FBI.
Oh, hello. McLean. Can I help you?
Just a few questions. Moore had several cars, right?
Yeah, I think so. But you better talk to Wyatt about that.
Your colleague mentioned an accident that happened tonight. Do you know anything about it?
Oh, no. Not yet. Wyatt told us everything he knows.
You questioned the caretaker when you arrived?
We didn't have to. Wyatt told us everything we needed. He's a real team player.
She's jumping on her
If you want to find out more,
tree.
you should talk to...
Wyatt.
Oh, so you know him too?
Thin blood.
There's nothing in it.
Anything about the door? See, that is a little bit frustrating because I would think if there's a light there, then I would be able to interact with this. But I kind of get it because the trunk is out of view. It's a hint for you to look there, I guess.
Hello, Mr. Bazori.
You must be mistaken. I'm Smith, Agent Smith.
Yeah, sure.
Do I know you?
Everyone knows who you are.
Is it just me, or are you pals with all the cops around here?
Let's just say I'm pretty intuitive. You know what I mean. In the years you've been hunting us, you've acquired a hell of a reputation among our kind. I didn't know you would come. I'm not looking for any trouble. I didn't do anything wrong.
Just who the hell are you?
Me? I'm nobody. The name's Wyatt Alvarez. I was embraced 5 years ago.
A thin blood. I spent years hunting them when Quentin King ruled Boston.
Unfortunately for me, the blood of my sire was already weak. So I can still catch glimpses of the sun, but I don't have actual powers.
I'm gonna try to use one of my willpower tokens just in case. Or two. Just in case.
Who created you?
His name was Victor, but he died last year.
Do the kindred know you exist?
Yeah. I followed the rules, but the prince told me he never wanted to see me again, so I try not to make waves. I try to help out here and there. I'm hoping someone will notice one day, and I'll be allowed to become a true kindred.
That's not very likely, if you ask me.
I mean, he seems nice. This feels like one of those trait choices. Well, Galeb said that, you know, the Nosferatu weren't ugly by any fault of their own. I feel like he's got a bit of a neutral stance, at least, when it comes to people.
I hope it works out for you.
I'm doing what I can. Actually, if you could put a word in with the prince, I'd be eternally grateful.
I don't get involved in that kind of thing.
Of course, obviously. But seeing as how I'm already working for your child, Mr. Underwood, I thought that maybe...
You work for Beryl?
Yes. I also work at a red salon, a couple of hours each day.
What do you do there, exactly?
Cleaning, mostly.
What are you doing here, then?
I thought it was a pretty cushy gig. It leaves me with a lot of spare time, even while I'm on the job. And it also means I can live at night.
Are you involved in what happened up there?
Not at all. I swear. I've got a sweet job here. I'd never risk it.
See, I feel like this is setting Beryl up to be the villain. So either this is going to be a great twist, or a really obvious one.
So what happened?
I've got no clue. My shift started at 10 p.m., as usual. The sixth floor tenant left around 11. At midnight, one of Mr. Moore's bodyguards came down to get the car. They were going to a party, apparently. I didn't see them come back. Then, around 2:20 or so, one of Mr. Moore's cars went flying out of here. It hit the wall near the exit.
Did you recognize the car?
Yeah, it was his sports car. The only one like it here.
Did you see who was behind the wheel?
No, it's got tinted windows. I thought it was Mr. Moore at first. But from what happened upstairs, I doubt it now. Hey, were you the one who...
You really think if it was me who did it, I'd be standing around here trying to figure out what happened?
I will say I'm liking this a lot better than Leisha and MM's. I don't know if that's just because I'm much more successful or something else, but...
What can you tell me about Moore?
I saw him a lot. He's the tenant I got to know best because of his working hours. And he was the most generous when it came to maintaining his cars, too.
Anything in particular about Mrs. Moore?
Yeah, I see her every once in a while. Sometimes I see her with a girl, coming back from vacation. Sure is good they weren't here tonight.
What makes you say that?
Well, Mrs. Moore's car. I haven't seen it in the garage for weeks, and she's the one who took the girl to school. Mr. Moore told me they were on vacation, and he was going to go join them soon.
Wait, didn't, the caretaker say Mr. Moore was the one that took the girl to school?
Did you see the bodyguards today?
James came by earlier this evening to move Mr. Moore's car, but I haven't seen them since.
That's weird.
Hey, what kind of cooks have you got in your trunk?
Oh, I see you've found my little treats. I haven't got much there. There have been a lot of orders lately. I must still have some of that rust elixir left.
That'll be all for now.
At your service, Mr. Bazori.
There are some contradictions here. I mean, obviously something's not right about this. Oh, right, we can light up things that, a supernatural being has touched. Okay, so... Ooh, keys.
Look at that.
I suppose this was in case we couldn't break it open. It's okay. Alright. I am pretty sure that I have scoured this entire place. But I need to find... The only thing I haven't done is found Baker. So I'm going to... Or have I spoken to you? No, yeah, that's right. I can't talk to you.
Did you find anything? Nothing yet.
I'll see if that, lieutenant who was in charge, if she can tell me where Baker was again. Did I look around? Yes, I did.
I'm gonna throw up.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Oh, it was her.
Where in God's name is forensics?
Okay. I guess not. Well, I feel like I've talked to everybody. So, I guess that's that, then?
Go ahead. It's okay.
Oh, this doesn't even have, like, a final indication here, but... Okay, now it does. I think I've gotten everything I need, so I'm gonna leave and end the investigation.
I've got what I need. Let's go back to the prince.
Okay. Could have found a hidden room in the apartment. That's okay, I got 110 experience, and overall, I would say that was much more successful than the other two. So, let's just confirm it. I'm happy with that, at least. I doubt she's gonna have nice things to say about, like, and Leisha, but... It's okay. According to that, it looks like I'm halfway through the entire game. Seems short. Okay. So I guess I will just go ahead and leave it here. It looks like we'll be playing as Galeb next, but what do you guys think? I'm just feeling a little bit better about myself after failing at and Leisha's missions, but who do you prefer? Who's your favorite character so far? What kind of missions do you enjoy? Did you like the library versus the two kind of more investigative areas that we explored with Leisha and Galeb, excuse me. Leave us a comment down below, hit that like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos by us, and ring that bell if you want to be notified every time we post another video. But for now, I'm Amanda, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is